All right, hey everyone. This is Gabe Stefan, of course, here with Astro Talk. That's what I'm going to be calling all of my stuff going forward. Today I will be speaking with you about the 2020 forecast for all the sun signs and rising signs. And of course, first off, I want to start with Aries because Aries is the first sign. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with that. This is going to be implying, this is going to definitely be for anyone who's a sun in Aries or a rising in Aries. You can use moon too as well, but for the sakes, it's going to be for the sun and rising Aries. Okay, so this year for Aries, especially at the beginning of the year, especially with the Saturn-Pluto alignment. This is all this Capricorn energy is going to be all in your 10th house, which represents your career area of life. So, and with Saturn being your ruler of your midheaven career area, which is like your career planet, it's going to definitely make monumental changes in that area of life. You will definitely be focused on that, especially for the first 3 months. So that's going to be very, very key for you. So career area is going to be a main theme for the first quarter of the year, especially with Jupiter being there. I do see quite a few positive things happening in that area of life as long as you're putting in the work and allowing for any changes to occur, especially if certain things have to end, certain things have to collapse, certain things, it may put you on the right path going forward. So that's why I think it's very, very important that you definitely focus on that, especially you want to set yourself up for February and March, especially once your ruling planet of your chart, Mars, or your sign, goes into your career area. It's going to be laser focus. How you put yourself out there, your public image, your long-term goals, commitments, all that will be laser focus. So I definitely see a busy year when it comes to career. But going forward, I'm using my phone because I have Astro Gold on my phone. Going forward, let's see. I want to talk about the first. Of course, we have 3 sets of Mercury retrogrades happening each year. And the first Mercury retrograde, I'm going to bring up. Okay, let's go back. So yeah, the first Mercury retrograde is definitely going to happen in your spiritual area of life. Also, your 11th house too is going to retrograde back into that area of life too when it comes to your friends, your dreams, your goals, wherever your technology. So of course, watch out for that, especially when it comes, I would say, February, March. Definitely look out for that with the first Mercury retrograde. The second Mercury retrograde is going to occur in your 4th house. So that would be in the summertime. So that you will definitely see some, I wouldn't say delays, but some hiccups in that area of life when it comes to your home, your family, foundation, communications around family, communications around your emotions, things like that. There might be some hiccups in the summer. That would be, I think, June, July. And then the last Mercury retrograde will occur in your 8th house going into your 7th. So especially those who have relationships or marriage, who are Aries Sun or Aries Rising, you'll definitely experience some hiccups in those areas too, some delays, some miscommunications, especially when it comes to money, shared finances, or even receiving income. There could be some interesting things or anything hidden will definitely be affected. Of course, anything with traveling underground around that time, you'll definitely feel some delays or anything of that nature. And then, of course, with the seventh house, dealing with relationships. So Mercury would be affecting those areas. And then I want to bring up a Venus retrograde that's coming up. So this Venus retrograde is going to occur in May. I think May into June. This would be affecting your third house area of life. So this would definitely revamp a lot of things revolving around communication, around siblings, around anything, if you're learning anything new, especially language-wise. Anything that involves your environment, your neighbors, local traveling, short distance traveling. Sometimes I will include domestic travels too. It will definitely revamp a lot of that in your natal chart, in your life. You'll definitely see some changes in those areas of life, but in good ways. I don't look at Venus retrogrades as bad, but of course, like if you're trying to start a relationship or something like that in the middle of a Venus retrograde, I don't know about that. Or trying to sign a new contract with a house or investments or anything. Of course, it's not a good time to do those things. However, but like anything involving reconnecting with anyone in terms of siblings, if you haven't talked to a sibling in a while, or a lot of things may come up with your siblings around that time that you usually don't expect. So that's what the Venus retrograde could represent around that time, late spring into early summer. So that's that. And then, of course, like during that time frame too, since it is your financial planet too, finances may vary around that time too. So just to let you know. And then, of course, we have our eclipses that are happening. The main eclipse I would be focused on would be the solar eclipse in Cancer for sure, which happens on summer solstice, and that may affect you personally, especially if when it comes down to family or your home life, your security, your foundation. That's possible. And then, of course, the other eclipse, especially if you have points in Aries. There's another one, I think, in the middle of July or July 5th or something like that. And I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, but that lunar eclipse in Capricorn can affect you too as well in the summer. So eclipse season in the summer, you'll definitely feel some changes, some faded changes. But there's the one thing I definitely want to point out, especially in the second half of the year, I'll say in the fall. It's that Mars retrograde. If you're an Aries sun, especially in the second half of Aries, so those who are born, I'll say maybe April 5th. Yeah, I'll say April 4th through April 20th, April 19th, around that time. You have a Mars retrograde that's going to affect you for sure, especially since Mars is your ruling planet. If you're an Aries rising or you're an Aries sun at the soul level, your ruling planet is Mars. And especially if you have birthdays in between the time frame that I mentioned, you will definitely be highly affected by this Mars retrograde. You'll definitely have to watch your anger in the second half of the year. Energy levels could definitely vary around that time, especially if you're a man. It's going to be very interesting and volatile time as well. So, of course, be wise about who you pick your fights with, especially when it comes into your career area of life. Especially. So, that is my main thing that I would like to point out. And then, of course, that new moon in Libra in October. Like I said, that could be a very volatile time too with relationships. Just be very wary in the second half of the year of how you treat others, who you pick fights with. Especially during the Mars retrograde, do not start any fights. That's all I have to say. You will definitely lose them fights. I know you're the warrior, but not a good time. No bueno. And then last but not least, I do want to bring up the Jupiter and Saturn. The Jupiter-Saturn conjunction winter solstice. I do believe that one, you will definitely see a difference in your friends. Difference. You could have definitely technology upgrades. You could definitely have. Definitely, you'll be part of the push forward into the age of Aquarius in some sense. You'll definitely will welcome in new people in your life around that time. You could see new people come up in your lifetime, especially when it comes to your career and stuff like that. And people from other areas of the world, that you may come in contact with all of a sudden. Who knows? But that'd be an interesting time to see too as well. But I mean, everything else, like health-wise, there's nothing going on in your 6th house when it comes to health. There won't be much going on, just except for personal planets going to there at some point in September, August, September, which is not a big thing. Yeah, so career for you, Aries. Career. That's going to be the main focus. Career. And then, of course, financial situation may fluctuate up and down. There could be some unexpected advances, unexpected windfalls, and unexpected spending, especially with Uranus going to be in that financial area of your life for sure. There could be some unexpected changes with that too. And then I just want to point out anything else. Oh, and then the last thing before I sign off with this one. Just be very cognitive about your body, your image, yourself a lot. You will be working on your insecurities a lot, especially going forward in the next couple years. Aries, you're definitely going to be working a lot on that, especially with Chiron being in your first house. I would suggest, accept how things are. If certain things don't turn out the way you want them to, be willing to accept it. Be willing. Don't beat yourself up. Do not point the finger at other people. It's the universe trying to teach you that, yeah, things may not always look the way you want, especially if it comes to yourself or, when you look yourself in the mirror, you don't like certain things. This is a time to really accept who you are and really stand truth into your own skin. That would be a theme for you this year for sure, but definitely going forward in the next couple years. So just to let you know. All right, and that is it that I have for you, Aries. Definitely looking forward to see the changes with Aries, and definitely looking forward to see, who definitely comes out on the top when it comes to your career. So, all right, that's it. And of course, you can follow me at Gabe Stefan on Instagram, of course, Facebook. And that's all I have for you today. Peace.